So this is the new website to access the Coastal Resilience Web Explorer. You can sign in the top right button, and I'll go over how you need to access this at the end of the presentation. But again, very similar feel and format to our Coastal Resilience, the Web Explorer. After you sign in, you will be taken to a projects and initiatives summary that has just a certain amount of attribute fields to see what projects are in here. So you can view all the projects, and that's all approved projects, not just projects that you may be responsible for. From this summary, you can either double-click on a row to open up an existing project or initiative, or you can start a new project, a new initiative, or copy an existing project and initiative to start a new one. Why would you want to copy it? Our thinking is some of these projects are transferable to other locations. So if you have a project that worked well and you want to do it somewhere else, it has some of that information predefined in there that you can copy, put it in a new location, just update the map feature. Also, as these projects evolve, especially from conceptual and programs to design and construction, a lot of the detailed information changes, whether it's primarily costs are a big factor that are update, but maybe some of the different hazards you're addressing or some of the different techniques, or whether it's a green, gray, and the different types of construction you're implementing, that can all evolve over time. You can, as it evolves through those major milestones and projects, copy it so we don't lose that initial information and start a new project with all that same information ready for you. And we would archive the old and start anew. So if you double-clicked or started anew, this is what the detailed view looks like. A couple arrows here that we're pointing out. One, it'll show up just what's in there. If you want to make any edits, you would click the edit button and start changing the information. Some of it is drop-downs. Some of it is select one or more, and then there's open field entry as well. Point to another item on the screen here, which is change the submission status, and I'll get back to that in a few lines, but there is kind of a workflow of starting, drafting, submitting, revising, approving, and archiving that I'll get to in a couple of slides. At the bottom of the initiatives detail is where we have the mapping function. And so there's three ways to either add or edit where your project is or where the project benefits are. So you can directly edit on the map, clicking on the little square above the trash can, and that allows you to edit and add new features to the map. You can use a predefined location, so these are locality boundaries or PDC boundaries that you can select, and it'll automatically use that, or you can upload your own. So if you have a zipped polygon shapefile, it can be multi-feature. So if you have a project that is in multiple locations and you have multiple polygons, it can accept that and implement and import that into the project. So I think we've added a lot of functionality to help put the geographic limits of the projects in here. Once you're done with your edits and you're ready to submit, that's where you get to our submission workflow. And so just kind of working down from the top, where you create a new entry, either from a blank template or you're duplicating, that starts in the development status. Once you are completed with that, you are able to submit it for manager review. The manager review will notify DCR through an automatic email that a project or an initiative or funding opportunity as well has been submitted for review, and then we'll go into our system and review it. We are reviewing it primarily for administrative completeness, not for the best project, the worst project, but administrative completeness, and does it meet the mission of the Web Explorer? Is it tied to flood resilience? If it is and it's all in there, we approve it. If we need some revisions, we would change the DCR would change the submission status to revisions needed. You would get an automatic email. We would follow up and say, could you please update or change these fields? In addition to getting it approved, we also have the functionality to archive it, save it for later so that it's no longer displayed on the public Web Explorer, or just delete it because it was created in error or it's no longer valid and we don't want that record anymore. But once it is approved, it automatically shows up in the Coastal Resilience Web Explorer. So if you go to our Web Explorer in the Projects and Initiatives tab, after DCR approves it, it's automatically up there, which means your project information is shared with the larger community. It also means that the functionality for funding opportunities is activated. So if you get your project approved, you can come look at it in the Web Explorer, scroll down to the bottom where the funding opportunities are filtered, and see what funding opportunities could be eligible to support this project or initiative. And this is all the same. So whether it's a project or initiative that's being added or edited or approved, that same workflow works for funding opportunities as well. And the funding opportunities, getting those in DCR is working to get more funding opportunities into the system, but we also could use your help, and we can allow other users to add funding opportunities to this as well to help get that updated and maintained. So now that you've given us your information, what if you want that information back to use it for yourself? Well, we have that functionality that you can do that. So within the public-facing Web Explorer, if you're in the Projects and Initiatives tab, scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can download the tabular project data. So that's all the approved data, all the approved projects and initiatives in the Web Explorer. It does not have all the fields. It's kind of a condensed summary of those projects, but that'll be an Excel report you can download. You can also download the shapefile of all the approved projects and initiatives as well. So that you can bring that back into your GIS system. If you want to make any edits to your projects and send that back to us, you have that functionality. You can use those shapefiles to create maps, to bring that into resilience plans, hazard mitigation plans, or other type of planning activities that you're doing. So we want to give back this information that you have to you, so hopefully it's providing some more use to you all. What if you want more information? Again, there's only a summary in the Web Explorer. You can download the full attribute list for all the projects and initiatives that are approved and any that are pending that you have ownership on within the user portal. So there's a reports button at the bottom of the projects and initiative summary. That is the projects and initiatives list. That is everything that we have on these approved projects that are in the system coming back to you. It can be joined to the shapefile that you download from the Web Explorer to have access to all this